you got a strong mindset, bro, you don't move like everybody else. You walk different. You talk different. You even breathe different. 'Cause your peace ain't cheap anymore. Your energy ain't for sale. And your emotions ain't controlled by outside noise. And that right there, that's the first damn sign. You don't get triggered easy. See, weak minds react, strong minds respond. The average person gets pissed at traffic, gossip, or some random dude talking behind their back. But a strong mind, they laugh it off. Why? 'Cause they know anger is just proof that somebody else's words got power over you. You learn to choose your reactions like a warrior chooses his weapons carefully, intentionally. When your mindset's strong, you don't hand out emotional power like candy. You hold it, you guard it, you master it. You realize not every battle's worth fighting. Not every insult needs reply. Not every situation deserves your peace. You become selective with your chaos. That's level 1. Second sign, you embrace pain like a teacher, not a curse. Most people run from discomfort. They hate pressure. They cry when life gets heavy. But you get that smirk when it gets hard. You know every challenge has got a lesson carved inside it. You stop asking why me and start asking, what's this teaching me? That shift alone, that's power. Stoics call it amarati, love your fate. It's that energy where no matter what life throws, you flip it into strength. You break your limits not by avoiding pain, but by walking through it with your chin up. When you got a strong mindset, failure becomes feedback. You stop fearing losses because you already know you can't lose what's meant for your growth. You stop living in victim mode and move like a damn creator. You make pain your personal gym, and every rep builds your resilience. Third sign, your focus is lethal. Most people can't focus for 5 minutes without reaching for their phone, but you lock in. When you're working, you vanish from the world. You understand attention is currency, and you ain't wasting yours on a strong mind doesn't chase dopamine. It chases discipline. You'd rather feel the satisfaction of progress than the quick hit of pleasure. You don't scroll, you build. You don't compare, you create. And that's rare in a world addicted to noise. Your focus becomes a weapon. Silent, deadly, and precise. People think you're cold, but nah, you're just in mission mode. You know where you're headed, and you're not letting temporary distractions pull you off track. Fourth sign, you can stand alone. That's one of the hardest ones, 'cause solitude will expose you to your own demons. But a strong mindset doesn't fear being alone. It thrives in it. You stop needing a crowd to validate your worth. You stop chasing approval because you realize silence ain't loneliness. It's alignment. You use your alone time to recharge, to reflect, to rebuild. When you're by yourself, that's when you sharpen your philosophy, check your intentions, and clean your mental space. Most people can't sit with themselves without music, noise, or attention. But you find peace in the stillness. That's the difference between a lost man and a grounded one. A strong mind doesn't need to be seen. It's too busy mastering itself in the shadows. Fifth sign, you think long-term. In a world obsessed with instant results, you play the long game. You don't chase the high off now. You build for the satisfaction of later. When others give up because it's hard, you double down because you understand. Consistency beats talent when talent doesn't show up. You don't care if it takes a year, 5 or 10, you're committed. You know, real growth takes time. Real success takes patience, and real peace takes understanding. You're not rushing life anymore. You're respecting the process. Every day you move one brick at a time, slow, steady, intentional. You stop chasing validation and start building legacy. That's why people can't figure you out. You're quiet, but you're dangerous. You move slow, but you hit hard. You got that calm fire, the kind that doesn't show off, but when it burns, it changes everything. Sixth sign, emotional control. Let's be real. That's the heart of Stoicism. You don't let emotions run you, you run them. You can be angry, but you don't explode. You can be sad, but you don't collapse. You can be tired, but you don't quit. You've learned how to feel without becoming the feeling. That's what separates warriors from wanderers. You got that self-awareness that says, I see the emotion, but I'm not its slave. You stop reacting out of impulse and start responding out of clarity. That's maturity. That's what makes people trust your word, respect your presence, and fear your silence. When your emotions are stable, your decisions are sharp. You don't act from ego, you act from wisdom. People will test you, life will tempt you, but your peace will remain untouched. And finally, the seventh sign. You live by principles, not moods. You don't wake up and decide how to move based on how you feel. You move based on what's right, what's aligned, what's solid. You know, discipline isn't motivation. It's commitment. When motivation's gone, you don't wait to feel ready. You do it because your word means something. A strong mindset lives by codes. Honesty, respect, accountability, consistency. You understand your name is your currency. Every time you say something and do it, you add value to your character. That's why people trust you. Because you're predictable in the best way possible. You stand on principles even when it costs you. You stay kind even when people are cruel. You stay focused even when life distracts you. You keep moving forward no matter how heavy it gets. And that's rare, man. In a world full of soft minds chasing shortcuts, you walk like a damn fortress, unshaken, grounded, dangerous in your calm. You're the storm they didn't see coming. You ain't proving yourself anymore. You're improving yourself quietly. You don't post your moves. You make them insolence. You ain't in competition. You're in construction. You're building a life based on internal power, not external applause. You've realized strength isn't how loud you roar. It's how steady you remain when everything's falling apart. That's the real game, the mental one. You stop arguing, start observing. You stop reacting, start understanding. You stop chasing people, start attracting by energy. You stop explaining, start embodying. Every time you choose peace over drama, patience over rage, discipline over comfort, you win. Every time you choose to walk away instead of fight, to think instead of speak, to act instead of complain, you win again. That's what a strong mindset looks like. 1,000 silent victories nobody claps for, but you feel deep in your bones. You become untouchable, not because life gets easier, but because you got harder to break. You start moving like a man who's seen storms and smiled through them. You stop waiting for the world to give you peace because you built it inside you. You don't beg for respect. You command it by how you carry yourself. You don't need validation because you already validated your worth by showing up for yourself every damn day. That's the kind of mindset the world can't manipulate. You know who you are, what you want, and what you're not willing to tolerate. You've learned to let go of people who drain you, situations that waste you, and thoughts that break you. You've become your own anchor, and when you reach that level, everything changes. Your energy, your circle, your direction. You realize solitude isn't punishment, it's protection. Discipline isn't restriction, it's liberation. Self-respect isn't ego, it's evolution. That's the mindset that separates warriors from wanderers, kings from clowns, the grounded from the lost. So if you feel alone right now, if you feel like you're walking a hard path nobody claps for, remember this. Strong minds are built in silence. Nobody sees your grind. Nobody feels your pain. But when it's time to show results, everybody sees your glow. Keep walking, keep sharpening, keep becoming. Because one day everything that once tried to break you will look at you and realize it built you. That's what Stoicism is about. Not being emotionless, but being emotionally armored. Not being cold, but being clear. Not avoiding pain, but understanding it. And when you get to that point where nothing outside of you shakes the inside of you, that's when you've won the game. So yeah, that's the 7 signs you got a strong mindset. You don't react, you respond. You don't fear pain, you learn from it. You don't scatter focus, you sharpen it. You don't fear solitude, you embrace it. You don't chase quick highs, you build long-term wins. You don't lose control, you master it. And you don't move by moods, you move by morals. That's power. That's peace. That's strength. Stay grounded, stay dangerous, and never forget the calmest man in the room is always the one who's already seen the storm.